Good morning, everyone. This is marriage counselor Dr. Uttam Dave, and I welcome you to Intimate Relationship Videos. Our topic of today is how to build common things in marriage. Friends, I get a lot of complaint from husband and wives that we actually have nothing in common and we really do not know how to spend our time together. So, what should we do? Now, this is a very common problem which I encounter several times during my marital counseling practice. And the first thing which you need to do is take a piece of paper and draw four vertical columns in it, right? In the first column, you will write down physical. In the second, you write down mental. In the third, you write down social. And in the fourth, you write down spiritual. So you've made four columns. Now, in every column, you will find something very common. So, for example, let's say if we are talking about the physical column, let's say kisses, right? So let's take the topic of kisses. So kisses is something the man also enjoys, the woman also enjoys. So that is something common between both of you. Now again, take the case of your mental aspect. Let's say in your mental aspect, you might like to watch thought stimulating films, and your partner also might want to or actually likes watching thought provoking films. So there is a common ground. So both of you can go and watch films. Then when we talk about social aspects, let's say both of you like going to parties and like people to be invited to parties, or invite them to your own house for parties. So there's a common ground in that sphere. And finally, when we talk about spiritual values, there would be certain values, for example honesty, or for example donating things, or kindness, which both of you share. Now, the problem arises when you do not have a common ground. So, the first thing you need to do is, out of all these four columns, you write down whatever areas in which both of you match. So, all those things you have to write down. Now, let's say suppose you couldn't figure out anything in the mental area. Let's say in the mental area there is no common ground. Now, how do you create common ground? So, what you can do is you can make a list of the things which your partner likes, and you can make a list of the things which you like. So for example, let's say the man likes to solve puzzles, the woman likes to let's say maybe do riddles, or maybe do some kind of creative work. Let's say again the man likes to read newspapers, the woman likes to spend most of her time on Instagram. So these are all mental activities. Now what you can do is make a list of all what you like, what the woman likes, and see how much you can move ahead in your direction and how much she can move ahead in her direction. So for example, let's say you like to read newspapers and she does not like to read newspapers. So probably you can reduce your time of reading the newspaper, and your wife also can take some interest in reading a newspaper. So you meet kind of halfway. Fine. Again, let's say she likes to do a mandala. She likes to use a coloring book and you don't like it at all. So what you can do is, maybe when she is coloring a mandala, maybe even if you do not like, you can just sit by her side and just to make sure that you are by her side watching what she is doing. So in that way you can create some common ground if you do not have any common ground in anything. Fine. And of course it's very very important that even let's take the case of a social sphere. In the social sphere, suppose you do not like to go out at all and your wife likes to go out all the time. So then probably what you can do is you can divide the week in few days, like 3 days for you and 3 days for her. Within those 3 days you have a right to say no. Within those 3 days she has a right to say no, and there is one common day which you leave open, on which both of you have to agree upon what the other person says. So that at least out of 7 days you are creating one day in which you can create a common ground. So that is how you can create a common ground in your marriage. So thank you very much for watching this video. In case if you have any marital problem, feel free to call me. I'm available on 9920655464, and my office is at Andheri West, opposite D. Nagar Metro Station. Online consultations are also available. during these times of COVID. Thank you very much once again for watching this video.